And there we go. The microphone is on. Welcome everyone. I gotta make sure I'm transmitting here. Gotta take a look at the meter and make sure it's moving. All right, it is too. So, welcome everyone. I'm glad to have you all on board. The voice is here. Yeah, it's here, but it's not 100%. Question, Leo. First off, thank you very kindly for that wonderful super chat. But you say you made it to 65. Is that 65 degrees Fahrenheit? Or is that 65 years old? And if it is your age, I bid you a very, very happy birthday. And that is awesome. And very glad to hear that. So... yep, your birthday, and that is wonderful, Leo. That is a milestone all in itself, and hopefully you had a wonderful day so far, and things will keep getting better. We'll have to see if we can find you a cake, something that is that's appropriate. Anyway. Let's get on with the show, and thanks again, Leo, for that wonderful super chat, and congratulations to you, and a very big happy birthday from all of us, the entire Lava family, and hope you have many, many more. Anyway, let's get at things. Welcome to all of you, and glad to have everyone on board today. Not a very, very eventful day, but we'll get going through it and see what we can roust out as far as information. And it is, you know, some stuff there that's kind of neat. As you can probably tell on the banner that's going across there, San Miguel volcano in El Salvador had some small poppings, and then Copahu, if I said that right, that is down in Chile/Argentina. It too has had some action in the last day or so. A new eruption affected the local traffic local airport, I should say. And then we also heard about the landslide in Iceland that covered up some roadway. I don't believe anyone was hurt in that. So those are just some tidbits of news for all of us. And of course, that is always very, very interesting to get the latest and greatest. And let's start out by saying welcome to our moderators, Arizona Snowman, Piggy, and C&D Boy. And I see C&D Boy is here. Welcome. And also to the other ones that may be hiding in the background and lurking. And that would be 24/7 Live, AZ Skies, Gary, as well as Lucas Snow, and possibly Joseph Fields, and a few others. Okay, Dr. Fox, speak only key points, maybe to prolong your voice today. And, well, I'm... easier said than done, grins Ed. No, I don't know if I can handle that. Oh, and, yeah, okay. I just got an email here, so thank you, Peggy, for the email. Got it. And all right, understand the other stuff. So Peggy will be hiding in the background there. She's in a little bit too much pain right now to do too much. Every time she moves, she starts to hurt a little bit, and of course she's got some chemical burns on her wrist as well as her leg, and it's not a good thing, but it's getting better. So it's going to take some time for that to heal up. Anyway, already said welcome to our wonderful moderators. Dr. Fox, we know keeping it short isn't going to happen. There you go, King Colin Deadman. Yeah. And you're right, we like chatty mode. Chatty mode. Okay, yeah, chatty mode is good. We like more information than we can handle, but anyway, Piggy is there. She is in the background, and she's trying to not giggle too much. Well, I guess giggling doesn't hurt, but if she moves her arm or her leg, that might hurt a bit. So let's try not to make her giggle too much. Anyway, we do hope she gets better quickly. Anyway, first person in today was Sophie. So Sophie gets the cookies, and there you go, Sophie. Congratulations, and glad you made it in, and all good that way. Hey, there's Joseph Fields, and thanks for popping in, Joseph, and welcome. And let's see, we're gonna say hi to everyone first off, and we'll start out by the bottom of the list here. We'll go for Henry Nelson is in the house, as well as Sasha, and of course Leo Carlson. Happy birthday, Leo. And John Raper, Sarah Miles, Lizoid, Sophie, of course, who got the cookies. Kevin Haynes is here. Gren Zed also on board. And Tetra, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. And let's see, Kananaskis Country also here. Tom Dice, welcome. And Sharon Stewart in the house. Going up some more, looking for more wonderful names. King Colin Deadman and Hermione Schaefer, both here. Welcome. Did I say Sue Hayes? I think so. Welcome. And let's see who else we've got here. Scrolling up a little bit more. We got John, we got Tom, we got Pepper as well, I guess. And scrolling up a little bit more, looking for more wonderful names. And Kevin Haynes also here. Welcome, Kevin. And I know Kevin Williams is also here. So we got two Kevins. Almost a keg of Kevins. Almost. Getting close. And let's see. Who else we got? Scrolling up here. Looking for more wonderful people. And Billy Bob Joe is also here. Welcome, Billy. And going up a little more, looking for other good people. And sliding up. Sasha, did I say your name yet? Sasha's in the house anyway. Welcome. And going up a little more, looking for others here. And do we see anyone else in here that... we got Kananaskis Country already. Got Lizoid. Just scrolling along here looking for more wonderful names. Some of these new emojis really kind of throw me for a loop. Anyway, let's see what else we got here. Still scrolling up. Lots of people talking, which is always good. And Sharon Stewart we got. All right, I'm just looking to see if there's somebody else that I may have missed. And I'm up as far as I can get right now, so that's it for there. Big Toe down on the bottom there. Welcome, Big Toe. And, gee, no pun intended, down on the foot. Big Toe, okay. Welcome. Anyway, Sarah Miles also here. Good to see you, Sarah. And Star NC, welcome. And who else did I find down on the bottom here? I think we got most of those good people already. So, all right, let's carry on with what we've got going. And we'll first, we'll stop our canned lava. If we can find the right can here. I got so many of these cans sitting there, it's hard to tell which one's which. I did a reboot today again. I lead a small clan. I bet you in total they number 10, don't they, Big Toe? That's yourself included. At least we hope they do. Unless you're only counting half of them. Depending on, could be co-leadership there, if you know what I'm saying. Never mind. This is getting out of hand. Anyway, canned lava is frozen. I used the device from Star Trek. It works, and I think it's a cold fusion something or other device. Work real well. Let's turn that off though, and we will take a look and see what else is happening. I'm also going to turn off the banner, and maybe we'll turn that on, and we'll get the other thing turned off here. So Iceland is first place we're going today. A good try, Doc. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. Trying to get a foot up in the world. Anyway, let's have a look. Obviously, you can see that there's some raindrops on the screen, on the camera lens, and of course the big "Don't hit me, I'm here" light is sitting on top of that Perlin center as well, and it is rotating, and that is the blue beam that you see swinging around. And yes, that's exactly what it's for. It's basically saying, hey, don't hit me. I like it here. Anyway, let's go back about 8 hours, see what the weather was like in Reykjavik. And yeah, looking pretty rainy there. And I'm not exactly sure where that area is where the avalanche happened there, and a mudslide, but it'll looks like they may have had some heavy rains there in some areas, and that might have been part of the cause of it. Big Toe says, I tried with a hand up once, Doc. Oh, this is oh, never mind. Thanks, Big Toe. All good. Anyway, looking at what we see there, yep, some cloud stuff. Piggy says, loves you all. Thank you, Dr. Fox, for the stream. You are welcome, Piggy, and I hope you are doing well. Piggy, and I'm just writing that down. £2 super chat. Thank you very kindly, Piggy. Appreciate that support, and glad that you're there, and just take it easy, don't move too much, and you'll be okay, and let it heal. All right, that of course is what we're seeing in the one direction. Of course, you see a downtown over here, and it's not bad, but on the hills out behind and in the end of the bay here, you see quite a bit of rain happening, and that was kind of consistent throughout the day. If we go to the other camera view, it is actually raining there, as you can see the don't hit me beacon light going by. You can see those raindrops in there, and definitely doing its thing. We'll bring that one back to about 8 hours ago as well, just to take a look and see what it was like there in Reykjavik. And there you go. Everything is wet, so we know they got more rain today. And of course, looking at these clouds, it looks like it's raining out there. It looks like it's raining over on this side as well. Happen to catch it at a blue spot in the sky, which is probably nice for them. Anyway, we'll carry on here, and that is what it looks like at present. And definitely looking like people are going to get wet. And we'll pop over here. That's supposed to be Katla, or off in the distance anyway. We don't see much. I'm going back about 10 hours. They had rain there as well, and low-hanging clouds. And the clouds in Iceland come in, just right at sea level, basically. So they're not typically very high up, you know, and that's one of the things that is interesting about that place. It can be very low-level clouds, and everybody says, "Oh, it's foggy." No, it's cloudy. It's the clouds are coming in at 50 feet above the ground, kind of thing. Sometimes they're actually on the ground. So do you call it a fog, or is it still, or is it still a cloud that's sitting on the ground? That's the kind of thing. But anyway, that is what Katla is like today. There's an ice field over here that we cannot see. It is likely snowing on that ice field rather than raining, because it is up a little higher in elevation. So that's kind of what we got. Anyway, going to put that back to live there, and the same with this one. And we'll carry on and take a look at our harmonic tremor chart. I know that thing is not working either. Too much buffering? I shouldn't be buffering. I've got a pretty steady bit rates going out here. I know there is something going on with the system. I see the other computer is not up as high as it should be bit rate wise, but this one is holding right where it should be. So if you are experiencing buffering, that I don't believe it's from this machine, and it might be your YouTube happening. So no buffering there for Sue or Kevin Haynes, and all right, good for Big Toe as well. Excellent. And even Hermione says no buffering, so all good. Yep. And we are good with that. Anyway, harmonic tremor chart, that's where we are headed. And you can see it is still broken. It's kaput. And we don't know what to do with it. And yeah, so we're missing so much data here. I just wish we had some. Not going to bother checking the Astja one. It too was broken, so let's just go down, and we're going to take a look at the Grimsey first, since it's first on the way. And there's Grimsey, and it's pretty much steady as she goes when we're looking at that. We do see a couple of little spikes in there, so there may have been a couple of quakes out from the island a little bit. And I will show you where Grimsey is on the earthquake map. That's the one I'm looking for. We'll find it on there, and I'll point it out. Anyway, there should be a couple of them that are fairly close. It'll be interesting. And let's take a look at Grindavik, since Grindavik is still working. And it looks like the levels went up a little bit, and then simmered back down from the what we've got here in our green and our purple, and then of course our blue dipped way back down and is starting to come back up. So if you can kind of imagine, that's going to be pretty much similar to what we see at Philadelphia. No guarantees though, but hey, that's kind of what it is. Let's take a look at the other one though that we thought may have been Herdebrede, and that could be this guy right here. And we are still seeing some activity here, but it looks like it got a little bit pushier here at the end. We'll take a look and see how many quakes we have in that area. Not sure about this thing. Is it ever going to do anything, or are we going to just see a dud and it tried but it didn't make it, kind of thing? Anyway, let's slide that back up. We'll actually leave it on Grindavik, and that way we know exactly where it is there. Let's see if we can get that. That's touchy. It doesn't want to sit right. All right. Anyway, there it is. And we'll go over to the earthquake maps. And I have it set there, but I need to find it on my other screens here. And because I rebooted, and well, I had to reboot because the browser wanted to be updated. So I figured, well, we'll do that. And anyway, that means redoing everything. Luckily, when I did that, it saved most of my information, so it wasn't that bad. Anyway, looking at what we've got, 37 quakes for today, so not a heck of a lot when we get right down to it. And that is kind of, quiet activity when we really look at it. And let's go in here real quick. Of course, this is the Reykjanes Peninsula, and that is where our wonderful Ragnar lives. Fagradalfjall right there. And this down here is where Grindavik is, and of course here's the Keflavik Airport, Keflavik, Reykjanesbær, Yardvik. And if we zoom back out and back in over here, you can see where the Blue Lagoon is located at the power plant. And then of course the highway 43 down to Grindavik. And let's start out here. We have a 0.83, 3.5 kilometers down, 1:55 a.m. for that guy. And then we slide up a little bit more, and this is Krusavik over here, and we'll take a look at this. Of course, our Ragnar is here, and there's the Siggy Fisher, and Kalir is up here. So this would be just on the edge of our Fagradalfjall system on this one. 0.67, 2.5 kilometers down from 1339, and that is what we see there. And this one, of course, being a lot closer to Krusavik, that will maybe affect it a little bit, but not by much. And that is a 0.3 in magnitude, 3.9 kilometers down, 17:54 is the time on that guy. Then a very small 0.19, 2.6 kilometers down from 1:10 a.m. for there, sliding over a bit. And this one, a 1 in magnitude, 4 kilometers down, 17:42 for that one. And let's grab this one down here. That's pretty close to Katla, and that is a magnitude 1, 5.2 kilometers down from 2004. Now, if I'm correct, this would be the area where they may have had that landslide, and I really don't know, but they have had a couple of quakes out here. 2.29, 11.5 kilometers down for that one from 1617. Then there's a 1.6 and 3.1 kilometers down, 1722. Another 1.6 there, 1723. 7.4 kilometers down for it. Then we have a 1.5, 13.2 kilometers down from 1618. And we have this 1.66, 12.7 kilometers down from 1214. And then we also have this one here. That is 2:47 a.m., 1.23, and that is only 3 kilometers down. So I don't know if it was in that area that they had that landslide, but it'd be interesting to find out. And we'll see what we find out later. Anyway, we got the one over at Katla, and let's go have a look at what's in Grimsvatn area. And we have a magnitude 1, 5.8 kilometers down from 2216 right there. And then magnitude 1.32, and that is very close to Grimsvatn. 1.1 kilometers down, and 8:04 a.m. for that one. Sliding up a little bit more, we do have a little tiny 0.5 at Astja, and that is 3.8 kilometers down from 1208. And there we go for that area. There's nothing else in the circle, if you will. And Herdebreed right in here. And let's see what these guys are doing. 0.4, 5.2 clicks down, 1955 for that guy. 11:02 a.m. we had a 0.83. 4.9 kilometers down. Then we had a 0.6, 5.2 kilometers down from 2003. 3:55 a.m. we had a 0.64, 5 kilometers down for him, and wrapping it up 0.64 again, and 5.2 kilometers down from 12:53 for that guy. Oh, I missed this, 0.43, 5.1 kilometers down, 12:33 for him. And that is, like, these aren't anywhere near the surface. I'm not thinking we're going to see anything there. This one, a little shallower, 2.8 kilometers down for a 0.8 from 17:53. And then we have a 0.6, 4.1 kilometers down, 23:19 was the time on him. And that's pretty much it for that area right there. We do have some smaller ones going all the way up, and 0.76, 3.6 clicks down, 9:21 a.m. And then we have 13:19, we had a 0.65. That's deeper, 18.7 kilometers down. And we also have a 1.1, and that is a 0 in magnitude. 22:25 is the time. And oh, something changed there. We got another quake came in somewhere. A 1, and it's 4 kilometers down. We'll see where it is. 22:31 is the time on this 0.5, 10.5 kilometers down. And that might be it right there. And there it is, 23:44, 1, 5 kilometers down. And that was pretty good shooting, I guess. Anyway, 14:53 for the time on this 0.87, and that is 11.3 kilometers down. This other one, 1.4, 9.6 kilometers down from 23:53. And that kind of does that area in. We're getting a little closer to Grimsey. Of course, here's the island of Grimsey, for those who need to know. And we do have a few quakes out here, nothing much, so we can go through these fairly quick. This is a 1.32, 5.1 kilometers down, 10:57 a.m. Then we have a 1.41, 11.6 clicks down, 10:41 for him. A 1.05, 9.5 kilometers down, 11:04 a.m. And 1.06 from 10:56 a.m., 6.2 kilometers down for that one. Nothing scary there, just little tiny shakes and tremors. And this is a 1.4, 15.8 kilometers down, quite deep. And then it's 20 minutes after midnight. And then we had this 2.04, 10.7 kilometers down. And that happened at 10:35 a.m. Last one on our list, and maybe the closest to Grimsey, and that would be this guy, 1.7, 12 kilometers down, 16:08 is the time on it. So really nothing major showing up in our earthquakes, and I don't know, I just don't think that is anything crazy going on. It is quiet as far as quakes are concerned around the planet. So let's pop over to the earthquake map for a second, and we just want to look at. There is a couple here that we want to see, and we'll slide that up. And there's Iceland, and of course the mid-Atlantic ridge going through it and going up this way. Svalbard right there, and then we see these two. This one is from yesterday at 8:10, 2.7, 15 kilometers down, and the other one I do believe is yesterday's as well, from 15:48 and 10 kilometers down to 3.2. And we don't see too much more. The other ones here on the end of the Reagan's Ridge have dissipated. And we do want to point this one out, though, new 3.1 out there in the Canary Islands, 20 kilometers down from 4:44 a.m. there. We'll have a look at that when we get over to the Canary Islands. Let's leave that be. I should slide that down a little more. There we go. That looks better. And I'll get back to the other map. And yeah, so and on that one, we really don't see anything scary happening for right now. It's pretty quiet and sedate. Only 38 quakes in the last 24 hours, and that's of all sizes. So really kind of very quiet in Iceland, which is probably good. And let's pop over to Sicily really quickly. And of course, there is our wonderful Sicily, and you can see Mount Etna, right? No, you can see the highway. They moved the camera slightly, and they now have the highway in there. I guess they want more action or something. If we back that up, though, a bunch of hours, we'll see what it looked like there. And this is about 11 hours and 10 minutes ago. And of course, quite nasty looking again. And of course, you can see the cars driving by on the roadway here, but lots of clouds, unable to see what Mount Etna is looking like. I do have a time lapse from this morning. We'll show that 3 minutes. Thanks, Henry. And here comes the time lapse. And we'll get it playing. And the time lapse, something went wrong with it. A portion of it isn't moving as quickly as it should, but it's okay. Well, it's still only a couple of minutes long here, 3 minutes. Anyway, those, I always thought it was Italian drivers were fast. Apparently, there in Sicily, those guys really motor along. They are really moving. I mean, they're moving faster than the clouds are. So I kind of wonder about that. Driving like maniacs, but I'm sure that is okay. Big Toe, are you out of here? Have to run? Okay. Yep. Evening, everyone, and feeling better. Okay, feel better. Piggy, thank you, and Dr. Vox for the fun. Okay, the fun stuff. Yep, we don't mind doing a little fun stuff here. So, 88 miles per hour, and how many gigavolts did you need? 6.8 or something gigavolts. I don't know. Lots of juice. Anyway, this is where it slowed down, and that was still going at 2 times the speed. So don't freak out. And those guys really aren't going that quickly. They are decent drivers there in Sicily, from what I heard. Poppet and Fluffy are coming. Oh, come on, video, hurry up. I don't want either one of them getting me. I've never had a Fluffy attack, but Poppet is got claws. I know Poppet is a kraken with big claws. Anyway, that is kind of what we've seen there. And those trucks, of course, the clouds didn't move much during the time. Even at 2 times the speed, those clouds were sitting still. And here it's sped up again. And I still, for the life of me, haven't figured out why it did that. But this is back to 128 times regular speed. And it does look a little bit, a little more like a time lapse. Fluffy has been excited by the Kraken squad. And looks like I'm going to get nailed here. Anyway, I'm getting ready. I've got my fingers on the button. I'm going to put on the other stuff as soon as this is over, and then we will get out. And of course, this ran to about 12:30 their time, roughly. So that won't take long. Hopefully the cats won't show up, or the krakens, I should say. Anyway, we're going to leave it there. Going to put the canned lava back on, if I can find out which one I was actually using. I think it might have been this one. No, I don't think it was that one. Hang on. Oh, I bet you it was, and I didn't note. Yep, it was that one. Okay, I will leave that canned lava on there. Fluffy scratched and left his claw. Uh-oh. All right, so I'm only going to get 2 scrapes instead of 3 from one claw. All right, anyway, good people, if you haven't hit that like button yet, please help us out. Give the like button a quick bop. That would really, really be cool. Also, if you are sitting on this outside, you like the show, and you haven't subscribed yet, please, if you feel we've earned it, by all means, give it that subscribe button a quick bop. Turn it from red to gray. And don't forget to hit that bell notification. That way you know when we're live. Anyway, I'm going to go take a 5-minute break or thereabouts. Don't go away, guys. Keep smiling. And I'll be back. I'll be back. I gotta figure out how to do Arnold Schwarzenegger again. I'll be back. Maybe. welcome or welcome back, everyone. Glad to have you here. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching a VolcanoX live stream. And thank you for the welcome backs from John and DJ Puff the Third. And also want to say welcome to LR. Good to have you on board. And thank you, Kevin and Sue and Hermione and Kananaska's Country. Get back in here, Doc. Cookster Littlefield also here. Welcome, Cookster. And awesome, Grand Zed. See you there. That is cool. And let's get going with everything else. Thank you very kindly, Grandma B, for that $1.99 super chat. It did not go unnoticed, just so you know. And Philomena is here. Welcome, Philomena. And thank you for the welcome back. Glad to be back in here. All right, let's figure out where the heck we left off. I think we left in Sicily. And we'll take a look at our canned lava. I'm going to freeze it again. I have that remote device here. And hopefully it'll work. There we go. It did it again. Gotta love Star Trek. Oh, you know, when they have those freeze things, and that is neat. Anyway, let us take a look in other places and see what we can find. Going over to the Azores next. And of course, there it is. We are on the island of St. George, or Sao Huerte. And you can see the town right here. And of course, these bright lights. That is our wonderful harbor over there. And then you see some more lights off in the distance, and that is all water in between. And that is over on Pico Island, where you have Pico Volcano over there, which is also referred to as Mount Montana, just so you know what it looks like. We'll give you a daytime shot. There you go. And that gives you a little better idea where you're at. And while we're looking at daytime shots, we also have the other daytime shot, which should be this guy. Let's see if we can push him up there. There we go. And that is of the cove, and that is what we are looking at next. And we'll put it back here, switch it to the cove, and there we go. And what we do is, of course, we're looking for the amount of white water that we see, and it looks like it's a lot calmer there today. Yesterday, you know, it's like everything in here was almost white from the waves breaking. So nice to see. It is a little bit less rough there as far as the ocean is concerned. Anyway, we'll get over to the earthquakes, and there is the island of St. George right there. And there's the group of quakes that have been happening over the last while. I don't know, long while? Short while. Anyway, long time. And we don't have too many there today, and we have two, really. This one is from 2014. It is a magnitude 1. And then the other quake that we see is a magnitude 1.5. And that came in at 2120. And that, of course, only gives us the stuff that's on St. George. Let's take a look at the other map. I did refresh it earlier, and it only showed the extra one there. I'm going to refresh it again just in case. And, of course, we always like having a fairly accurate and up-to-date data here. So there's R2 on St. George, of course, and we don't see too much else right there. And if we zoom back out, we see another one down here, actually on the Eurasian side of the East Azores fault, and that is right there. So 2.7 in magnitude 6 hours ago, and that is not too bad. It is a fair size. That 2.7 being 10 kilometers down, so that's what we've got for there right now. And the other ones are both surface quakes. So that's it for there, and we'll pop over to our next one, and that'll be Popocatépetl. And Popocatépetl is doing its thing. I got to find the screen though, and there it is. A cloudy day for the most part today at Popocatépetl, and of course, being 1848 or 6:48 p.m. There, the sun has gone down. If we look at daytime stuff, it has been like that pretty much all day. From about, I don't know, I'd say somewhere around this time onward, which is about 7:48, and after that it got yucky for the most part. But we really didn't have too much action going on, other than in the wee hours, early in the morning. There we go, very starry background, and a very, very well lit plume. And that is not moonlight, that is from the lava down below, and that is kind of what we've seen there. But again, slow moving stuff. It's not in any hurry by any means, and that just moved it ahead 5:22 there, and really not much. Hey, there's something going across. It's a UFO. It's moving. Hey, we just seen a meteor too. Holy Batman, this is a busy place. Meteors, UFOs. What else are we going to see in here? Holy macaroni. And that, by the way, that is your first Leonid meteor that you would have seen. So, Space Wars. Yep. And so that's pretty cool. That is your official start to the Leonid meteor shower, and there now you can say you've actually seen one. And it was in Mexico at that, right above Popocatépetl. That was pretty awesome to see. Yeah, the thing we see that UFO going right through the cloud here, and continuing to head out. It's got to be way out there though, far behind. I'm thinking it's an airplane or a satellite or something. Oh, here's another one. More UFOs. It's moving. Oh, we got trouble, you guys. They're all moving. Oh no. It's an invasion. Before I smooshed the second I read a portal. Okay. Anyway, don't smooch too many things, sir, DJ. And I thought we were going to have a UFO collision. Anyway, that is all cool. So yeah, further in the morning, we do see it like that. Again, still lit up from the lava inside the cone. But then we get to daylight hours, kind of the golden time here. And only seeing some off-gassing, nothing really major coming out of there. I'd love to see this thing erupting and spewing out lava just like what Fuego does. But unfortunately, two different kinds of volcanoes. This is the other view, of course, right now of Popocatépetl. And again, if we go back during the course of the day, why does that one look so similar to this one? Oh, there's the other view. My bad. I clicked on it. It didn't switch over for me. Oh, here's another UFO. Busy place. Holy macaroni. UFO Central. Anyway, fun to look at, fun to watch, and we kind of like that stuff. Anyway, earlier in the morning, that is what the sky looked like from this view at 9 a.m. And really, it didn't look that cool. And let's see if we back up a little bit more. That's almost a nice morning color there. Actually, I think this shot is pretty good, and that is worthy of actually taking a picture of it. I'm gonna do just a quick screen capture. There we go. And that looked pretty awesome. That was this morning at 6:47 a.m. and that is pretty nice looking from our wonderful, let's see if that'll improve. There we go. Now I'm going to try that picture again. A little improvement and not much, but anyway, that is pretty cool, and we will leave it as that for right now for Popocatépetl, and we'll put him back on live, and our UFO is still heading out, and we see it there. We see more things moving here. Here's another satellite right there, and it is moving. Looks almost like two of them in that shot. And of course, if you're looking for satellites, the best times are early in the mornings and just before sunrise, and of course right after sunset, because the satellites, low Earth orbiting satellites, will be well lit up, and that's when you see most of them. Once you get into the nighttime, the Leos you don't see too often. So that's what we got. Anyway, let's pop over this one. Of course, a nice color, volcano gray, and that is our wonderful Fuego, and that stream was down, and we didn't see a heck of a lot. There were a few spots where we could actually see it, and this is one of them, 11:49 a.m. But I don't believe we seen any pluming coming out of it at that point, or there was some, we didn't notice a heck of a lot right after. I think it was in the clouds here where it popped a little bit, but you can see a little bit of a contrail coming out of it. No, I think we missed it. It's in between clouds, so let's not worry about that. And going back all the way here, it really is not very visible today at all, and I think that's why they've had this one off a couple of times this morning. This is just turned on recently, so definitely not worthy. Quick peek at the other ones, and of course that's Momotombo, and that you can't see a darn thing there. A little lighter area right there at the top of the volcano, perhaps some glow from the volcano, but nothing more than that. And this one, you guys might recognize this shot. They got the camera back up, and this is Masaya, also in Nicaragua. We are looking into the caldera of Masaya, and that is what this is down here. There is indeed hot lava in there. Yes, there's lava in there. And by the way, you don't ever want to walk on the edge here. It's pretty much straight down into the lava bath. It is very, very deep, and you don't. This is a place where you put the board out, and you sacrifice your people, and they walk out to the end of the board, and you poke them with that spear, and they fall in. And no, never mind. Hang on. Stop talking bad. All right. Well, anyway, that is a very, very deep spot, and you don't want to go there. Put it that way. I wouldn't want to be on the edge of that. Like I say, I used to climb towers and stuff for a living. I'm not really afraid of heights. What I'm more afraid of is the sudden stop at the bottom. And, hitting ground is one thing, but falling into a hot vat of lava is not my thing. It'd be quick, it'd be over really quick, but I don't think we want that for anyone. Anyway, let's leave it there. And what Sasha says, I don't like heights. Yeah, heights, again, it's not the height that bothers me. It's that sudden stop down at the bottom. And, and that's being realistic. Heights are not the big problem. It's the stop at the bottom that's the problem. If you could come back down very easily, like, Peter Pan or a bird, the height wouldn't bother anyone, really, and when you get right down to it. But gravity, minor detail, right? Um, yeah, mind you, you get beyond the terminal, well, you don't get beyond terminal velocity unless you really try, but you're only going about 200 miles an hour when you thump, depending on how hard it is. I don't like heights or small spaces. Yes, claustrophobia is a whole different ball of wax there, Sue, and a lot of people don't even know that they are claustrophobic. It's something that you really have to experience, and I myself actually have been for a bunch of years, well, since I was a kid, and basically the claustrophobia was set off when I was basically in a we built an igloo, and we built it really big and tough and everything, and we thought we did anyway. I was inside it, and it collapsed, and it took them about 5 minutes to dig me out, and ever since then I've had claustrophobia. I do not want to go into small spaces, and yeah, it was basically ended up with the ambulance and fire trucks coming, and that kind of thing, giving me oxygen afterwards, and yeah, it was not so good. But anyway, claustrophobia set in from then on. Anyway, let's quick peek at Merapi, rather than talking about stories. Merapi is a beautiful view right now, and I'm surprised that we are able to see it as well as we can. And we do see the smoke coming off of it. It is 8 a.m. there in Indonesia. Of course, that is in central Java, on Java Island. And looks pretty good, and the smoke is blowing off the other way. We know it is still quite active, and that is what we've got. We didn't see any lava even earlier in the day when they had a little poor visibility. That's about 3:25, 3:26 a.m. and that's what we had there. You can see a little bit more. Looks like a lenticular cloud tried to form up top there, but really didn't do too well, and got blown away. But that is kind of what we were seeing, and that picture actually is pretty sharp there. You can see it fairly well. That's in the color mode, 5:21 a.m. and looking not too bad. So that's what we had. Anyway, I'm going to go for a break. Semeru is not up and running, so we won't be looking at that one today. Unfortunately, I'll see if we can find it. Taal volcano isn't up and running either, and sometimes we have to live with those ones missing. Oh, actually, Semeru is up. But they got commercials. It is break time, though, so what we're going to do is I am going to go take a break, 5 minutes or thereabouts. John Raper saying good night, Dr. Fox, and that is all good. No, this is Merapi, not Fuego. We did look at Fuego, hard to see, DJ. And anyway, I'm going to go take that break. After the break, we will take a look at the bacon seeds, and then we will see what little we can of Semeru. That's the one I'm looking for. Anyway, don't go away, guys. Put you on some canned lava, and we'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. Keep smiling. Play nice in the lava. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already. I backed that up just a tad. There we go. And if you're new and you haven't subscribed yet, please do consider subscribing as well. That would be awesome. On that note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I will be back in a short time. Don't go away. Thanks. we go. A microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you all on board. I see a couple more people popped in that we didn't have earlier. Frank McLeod, welcome. Glad to have you on board, as well as Wonky Donkey, Trevor T. Glad to have you here. And thank you for the welcome backs from Kevin Haynes and Sasha and Kananaskis Country. And the reason you don't have them is because YouTube didn't put them on yet. You don't need to have premium YouTube to have those new emojis. Thank you, Sue and Sophie and Hermione. Echo. Is Echo here? I hear you, Dr. Fox. What's with the carrots? Thank you, Philomena, and thanks, DJ, and all cool. Yeah, those new emojis, apparently they haven't shown up on everyone's things yet, but, oh, those were for Wonky Donkey? Oh, I'm sorry, I had a bite out of one of them. I hope that's okay. Anyway, we'll save that for later. All right. It's all good here. So good to have everyone on board anyway, and thank you everyone. Pop that like button if you haven't done so already. And let's get over and take a look at our wonderful bacon seeds for today. And we do have a few, and of course Piggy is in the background sitting back and enjoying herself. So there is of course the last one from yesterday. Oh, I'm the one with the echo. Sarah. Do you have an echo? I hope not. He will share. He's a gourmet. Oh, gourmet carrots. I gotta love it. Anyway, first a bacon seed for today. Or, yeah, let's take a look. There's some funny stuff going on here. This one says, I'm going to keep staring at you until you give me a grape. All right, you better give him a grape. Everybody, go to the fridge, get a grape out, and give that poor pig a grape. Otherwise, I will never get rid of him. And grade A1 carrotage. All right. How about some grade A1 grapes? That's what we need. Here's our next little funny one. I wish I could text my pig when I'm not home and tell him I miss him, see what he's doing, ask him to take a selfie for me. Ha! All right, pig. And that is an awesome looking pig, and we do like some of these funny ones. They are pretty nice, but I don't know if that's too funny, but still pretty awesome. Next, bacon seed. Now I like this guy a little bit more. My goal for the weekend is to move just enough that no one thinks I'm dead. And in my opinion, that is a smart pig. You never know, if they twitch a little and do a little bit, then of course everybody thinks, yeah, it's okay. That is fine. Anyway, let's carry on, and I get the next one. I don't care what anyone else thinks of me except pigs. I want pigs to like me. Aww. You're a couch pig. A couch potato? No, couch pig. Anyway, that is pretty awesome, and we will hit the next one. Cozy one. Yep, definitely enjoying his stay there on the couch. And here's some normal bacon seeds. And these guys are looking and ready to charge at the camera and get whatever they can. They're looking for grapes. It's a grape time for these guys. Get it? It's a grape time. Never mind. Bad humor. And here, this one went to the hogwash. And he's all smiles. And that is just a little tiny little guy. Barnyard buds. Yep. Yep, this one is a clean one. Definitely doing the hogwash thing. And very, very cute. And I love it. Cute little guy. He looks like he's enjoying that soapy, bubbly bath. Needs his rinse cycle. Yeah, definitely need to put him in the rinse cycle. Next one, second last one, and of course this one here, and this again is a hogwash one, and of course shampoo all over his head, and standing in the bathtub, and the dirty water. Yep, that's what the hogwash is all about. You get the dirties off the pig, and that is a pretty awesome. And here comes our last bacon seed, or should I say seeds, for today. And these two, I really do love this picture. So take a look at this one, and you can smile and giggle all you want. And the faces on these two are just priceless as far as I'm concerned. Very wonderful looking pigs. I don't know if they're singing in the bathtub or what's going on. Shower cap piggies, and yep, they are cute. I love the expressions on their faces. The one's going, and the other one, ooh. George and Mildred. Yep, they definitely have their own expressions, and very noticeable. Gotta love it, you guys. So that is awesome. And that leaves us for our pigs almost human. Yep, the expressions really are almost human. His and her shower caps. Yep, I think so. And that is very cool. A big thank you to Piggy for providing these wonderful bacon seeds, and we do really enjoy looking at all of them, and especially ones like these, you know, where they've got those wild expressions on their faces. It's always amazing. Till a bacon do us part. Yep. And Piggy, thank you. You've done an awesome job again. All right, let's carry on. Oh, hang on, we can't carry on yet. Leo Carlson, where the heck are you? Leo, I hope you're still in here. It's time. Leo? Leo? Where are you, Leo? Leo? I hope Leo's still here. Kevin Haynes just gifted one membership. Anyway, for Leo. And there we go. And Ken Wilson got that membership. That is awesome. Let's see if we can play Leo's barbecuing. What? Thanks, Kevin, for gifting that one membership. Kevin Haynes, and got it written down there. Thank you kindly, Kevin. And Ken Wilson got it. So awesome. Well, I hope Leo at least sees this. So we got him a couple of different cakes, and I think that might be tasty. That chocolate one really looks good, and even the other one, I think that's lemon with almonds or something. Very nice looking. Leo, happy birthday to you, buddy, if you're out there, and all the best and many more. So enjoy it, and that is awesome. Yep. Duke's calling a birthday party for La Barbecue, and maybe that's what he's doing. And anyway, Leo, happy birthday to you, buddy, and hopefully you have, like I say, you have many, many more. And I know you only turned 65 once, but if you really get to it, you can turn that around. You're only 56 if you have dyslexia, so it's all good. And no worries. Next year is going to be trouble though. You can't turn it around. You're going to end up being 66 no matter what. He went to the post office. Oh boy, he's he will be 63. Dr. Fox. Oh, Kevin will be 63 on Saturday. All right, Kevin, we'll have to remember that. That means you could be 36. Well, that's not a bad age. And Sasha says I'll be 48 next month. Okay, he's waiting for the cake in the post. Ah. Wow. And there we go. Who's the same? Wow, Doc, you are the same age as me? No, I'm not. I didn't mention my age on here. Oh, 36 though would be a nice age, and that would be really cool. I'd like to actually, if time traveling or going back, becoming younger, I'd like to go back to about 26 years old with today's knowledge. That would be awesome, and I think that would be really, really cool. So anyway, Leo, if you're watching this or watching afterwards, there is your birthday cake, and hope you enjoy it. Oh, there he is. Thanks for the cake. I love it, and you are very welcome, Leo. And that, of course, is also compliments of Piggy. So thanks, Piggy, for sending me those. And I was starting to panic and scramble to try to find some. And here you even got your name on them. Isn't that pretty cool? And I just got back from the post office. Yep. Did the cake arrive at the post office? You can wear your cake like a hat. Yep, you could, but I would recommend eating it instead. Yes, awesome. All right. Okay, let's carry on with our other volcanoes and stuff and see what we've got. And yep, they did get Semeru back up, and we are missing a camera though, unfortunately. And it is really not that great of a view right now. Actually, hang on. This is right now. Let's get it to live. And that doesn't look so well. But if we go back about an hour ago, and they just turned this on just recently, there you can see Semeru, and in all its glory. It's been storming there. That's why they didn't do a heck of a lot. And right there you can see a pretty good plume coming out of it. If we go ahead a little bit, you can see that the plume kind of dissipate real quick. But it did have a little bit of eruptive stuff going on, so pretty cool. And let's back up a little bit more, see if there was anything else. I don't think there is. It's only been on for about an hour and 15 minutes or thereabouts, and that's what we've got. Unfortunately, not that much, but hey, we'll live with what we do have for today. So that is Semeru. Let's go over to, hang on, we didn't check out the other one here. Where am I? This one. We want to go over here. We want to go to this one, and that is in New Zealand, Mount Ruapehu. And Mount Ruapehu, of course, covered by clouds right now. I think that we were able to see it earlier in the day. And let's go back a bunch of hours, about 5 hours back. And there it is, a beautiful looking volcano, some clouds around it. You can see the snow caps and nothing coming out of the top of it right now. And at least not that we know of. I do see a little bit of a cloud here. I don't know if that's actually something steaming from the top of it or what's going on, because we see some of it popping up there. And again, that caldera, of course, being right up top in there is hard to visualize whether it's going or not. But the caldera looks like something like that at present, and right beside those big pointy peaks. And hopefully it starts cooking. We like it when it does that. But we're not seeing anything come out of there, and that is, of course, right up top here, that caldera. So not seeing a heck of a lot. Let's go over to Japan, though, and see what we've got. Oh, by the way, for weather, for all those people who are always trying to type in the word weather and stuff, I did something a little different. So if you want a weather, just type in exclamation W and then the location, rather than the whole word of weather. So as an example, Edmonton and AB, I do it this way. If you wanted to put your own location in, you could do that, and that is a little easier for you guys, rather than having to type out the word weather. Yeah, and if you make boo-boos, then we can also do this. Oh, I put an extra E in there. That shouldn't be in there. Whoa, that is a horrible temperature. Minus 50 to 110 Fahrenheit. Holy mackerel! What place is that for? And the wind blowing from the north, east, north, south, and west. Greater than 0 miles per hour. I'm happy they got that one figured out. And humidity between 0 and 100%. That is the most accurate weather forecast I've seen in a long time. All of those are factual statements, of course. But anyway, getting back to our on-screen stuff, we do see a wonderful Mount Ruapehu, and that is in New Zealand. And it is relatively quiet for the time being, and all good. Okay, let's go to Japan, and we'll see what we've got happening in Japan. And I gotta get myself on the right screen here. Again, with having redone everything, it's all hard to find any locations anywhere of anything. Anyway, there is Sakurajima, and Sakurajima, of course, continuing to produce a lot of SO2 gas, as well as some throwing some clouds up into the air here of different gases coming out of a volcano. I'm not seeing too much as far as anything else is concerned. I was trying to see if there was any glow during the night. There were a couple spots where you could see a little bit, but it really wasn't anything major. And I'm not sure if we're going to be able to find that. It was only for a few seconds that I was able to see it. And there it is. And that is just after midnight. And you can see the red glow. We know there is lava inside the caldera. Unfortunately, it didn't shoot out, didn't do anything drastic or major to make us think we're going to see any kind of major eruption. Anyway, I'm going to put that guy back on live. Quick peek. The ice cream boat is in, and you guys can go down and get an ice cream if you like. And it is right there. Of course, that is Sakurajima from a little further back. And you can see the cloud that's built up on top here. Almost looks like a hat. And I hate to say it, but it looks like one of those Japanese hats that's kind of pointy in the top. And they like wearing them over there. Even the volcano has its own. That is pretty cool. And let's see, Hermione Schaefer falling asleep. Good night, Hermione. Sweet dreams and lavely dreams. Have a good rest, Hermione, and a good night to you. And let's carry on with other. Oh, hang on. Is that some gray material in there? Yep, it is. It's actually erupting a little bit, and that is pretty cool. And throwing out a little bit of stuff. Is our close-up working? I don't believe the close-up cam is working right now. No, still only the two, so our close-up cam is not working. But that is a little bit of gray material coming out of there as well. So a little more of a puff coming out of Sakurajima. We still don't have any views or pictures of Suwanoshijima. I'm going to work on trying to find out if we can get that camera view back. But right now we don't have any of Suwanoshijima. Let's go up and take a quick peek. There is ASO. And ASO, of course, being in the clouds. Picture is not the greatest. Well, it never really is up there, but we did see earlier, about 3 hours ago, it looked a lot different. No major clouds, but there it is, and the steam coming off of it. This, of course, being a lot earlier in the morning for it, and just after sunrise, you can see the wonderful rays of sunshine coming through the opening in between the two mountain ridges there. So anyway, the caldera is in here, and it is steaming, and there's a lot of water sitting in the caldera like a lake, and the floor of the caldera, of course, heats up, and we get a lot of off-gassing steam happening from it. And that is what we've got there right now. And as I mentioned, Taal was not showing. I'm going to double check it though and see if it did pop on. And no, it did not. So we'll skip over Taal, and we will go to oh yeah, Yellowstone. We won't spend a lot of time here in Yellowstone. It's not doing anything. And we do see the parking lot that is snow covered, and the whole area is snow covered. I did see it during the day, and that was pretty awesome. But if you guys do want to go take a look at this site, there is all kinds of different information about Yellowstone National Park. Over 500 active geysers in that park, and of course you can take a look at the maps that they have on that page and stuff like that as well, and view it during the daytime when it's light outside. It's not a bad show. I did see Old Faithful blowing its top today, so I know it's still working, and that is pretty cool. All right, let's carry on. We'll pop over to Hawaii, and of course I don't have one of those fancy pictures today of Hawaii, the ones that look like that neon shot, and that is because I had to restart the browser. One of the things I did want to just kind of note, we're still way down in lava level, but it does actually look like it's a little bit higher than yesterday. Not by much, but a little higher than yesterday. We see these brighter areas over here and over here, and those are spots where the lava, of course, is draining out. The lava comes in this end over on the right side via a lava tube, and then you can see it kind of compacting as the crust gets pushed a little bit more as it crusts over and when it's coming in. And of course these spots over here are gas bubbles popping up and out because the lava is trying to drain downward into a hole somewhere, and those gas bubbles are popping up because they're lighter and they want to escape, and they head to the surface and snap that thin crust. And and escape. And of course, we do see our toe area here. Again, a new pattern in the toe area does tell you that it did receive some new fresh lava in there. And that is important to kind of know that that is actually still connected to this main pond here, if you will. Let's get the current picture, and that one was from 10:24 a.m. This one is from now, 15:31 was the time on it. And I'm already over my break time. I need to go take that break, but we'll do it after I finish with Hawaii. We'll do this real quick, and we'll take a look at the other ones here. Of course, this is from the other side of the caldera. And hang on, did I miss? I missed this one. This one is too smoky anyway. Let's see what it looks like. There we go, a primary vent in here, Hornito there, and you can't see a darn thing beyond that smoke. A little bit of smoke coming off on the side there yet, and not bad right there. But looking at the other side, of course, that is this one, Pig Island right there, the other hot spot where it's smoking, and then you can see that smoke coming up just down here on the foreground, and of course a primary vent. And you can actually see the lava tube right in there, and you can see it looks pretty cool. It's not filled very much. We need more lava. We need a whole bunch more lava, and that is a pretty good shot at being able to see that lava tube. Thermals real quick, there it is, and that of course is from 8:24 a.m. primary vent, Hornito right there, lava tube is buried underneath there, and that is pouring into the pond. There's your toe area. There's that other bright spot. Doesn't look so bright right now, or at least not at 8:24 a.m. and about the same now. And this is a current picture from 15:28 Hawaii time. Everything still the same there. And a quick pop over at Mauna Loa's caldera, and of course Mauna Loa looking pretty and quiet. Not sure if this is a alien beam. OFU Lux, are you here by chance? He's beaming up rocks or heating them up or something. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's, one of these fell down and hit the ground. Ah, okay, and those are alien probes. Okay, never mind. All a little fun. That was from 11:01 today, and this is what it is like now at 15:16, and very cloudy and foggy up there, so you're not going to see any aliens running around, unfortunately. On that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000. Going to put you back on the canned lava. Going to make sure there's enough in that can that we can let that run. And yep, we got about 21 minutes of canned lava left in that one. And I'm going to go take a break, and then we will go check out the earthquakes. And I already forgot to mention volcano, did I? No, well, we can do that in a little bit. There is a new volcano that's coming up. I think, I don't know, or did we mention that yesterday already? The one that's under the underwater. We need our submarine to go check it out, and that'll be okay. And we can hop on board and take a look. Anyway, you did. Okay. Yeah. There we go. I did get that. There was one that I got a picture loaded of. I'm going to try to figure out what that was. But I'm going to go take a break right now, and I need to do that. I'll be back in a little while here, you guys. Don't go away. Keep smiling, and all of the best. And just hang in there. More to come. Turning that music back on, if that works. Play. I'll be back. Yes, San Miguel. That's the one. We'll figure that out. I got the picture somewhere. I'll be back. we go. The microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. Glad to have you all on board. And thank you, Leo, and Sue, and Kevin Haynes, and I guess DJ with the mic, and Sasha. Thank you for the welcome backs, and DJ as well, and Sharon Stewart with her I hear you, DrFox2000. Anyway, thank you, everyone, and thanks, Kananaskis. Glad to be here and doing my thing. And of course, okay, before we go over to Hawaii's earthquakes, we want to talk about these other ones that we kind of were missed here. And I want to show you something. This one is of what volcano is this again? Is I'm trying to pronounce it correctly, and this is Chile/Argentina, Copaheu, if I said it right. And we're going to show you that picture. This is at the airport there, and this is not the flight that you want to go on. Trust me on this. When I show you this picture, this is definitely not the airplane you want to be going on to. And yes, that is tephra. That is how much volcanic ash they've had there. So that engine is, those engines on that aircraft are really not worthy or very good. And I would be thinking twice about getting onto that airplane. Seriously, the amount of tephra that's on there. Hey, Kathy, aloha, welcome. And yeah, oh my God, Team Tephra plane, it is. And that is a lot of material on an aircraft. And that is not good. Not good, you guys. So careful when you're flying around places that have volcanoes. If that stuff gets into your engine will be used up very quickly. It will disintegrate and choke up and cause flames. It kills, kills the engine, absolutely. Just decimates it, and it's like blowing sand through a jet engine. It's really, you don't want to do that. Actually, this is worse because it's shards and glass particles and that kind of stuff from that tephra. Vacuum out the engines. Yeah, you vacuum them out, blow them out, take all the covers off, wipe the insides, get all the particles out. Otherwise, you are not going anywhere. It would really be detrimental to your health. And of course, the other one, the San Miguel, is the other one that we wanted to show here. So I will show you first a shot, a single picture of it, and San Miguel being where the heck is it? It is in El Salvador, and that is what we see there, Central America. And it too was doing its thing, and of course puffing away. It wasn't as bad, though. It didn't kill any airports or any aircraft, and that is what we kind of see there. And looking at, we do have a very short little video here, and I'll see if I can get that to play, and click OK, and click this. Okay, and now we'll make that go. So that is it erupting a little bit, and you can see the plumes that were coming off of it. So it definitely is active. Kind of reminds me of Popocatépetl in a way, but that is what we've got going on. So my bit rates are all good here, DJ. So if you're seeing something, I don't know what's going on. Bit rates are solid from what I'm seeing, and they're right on the screen for me, so I'm looking pretty good. Anyway, that is what we had from that particular volcano, and I think it is. I'm going to play that one again. It is kind of neat to see, but hey, that's what it is, and a neat, interesting shot. Mine paused briefly. Oh dear. Well, bit rates here are as steady as can be, and at least on this computer. The other one, they're all over the place. And by the way, looking there, we have a bunny eating, which is really good. YouTube hates me right now too. Super delay-ish at the moment. That's not good. YouTube has its problems, but you know, there's not much we can do about it. Anyway, I just figured we'd throw those things in there for you guys, and that way you kind of get up on what's happening. I still think the shot of the day is that airplane, and I'd really be a little shy of wanting to go travel on that thing. That would be dangerous. And anyway, that is down between Chile and Argentina, so that is what we see way down there. Anyway, I need heavy rains. Yeah, caked in ash. You need to get rid of the ash first, Sarah. That tephra looks pretty nasty. Looks like they put covers on the engines. I don't know if those are covers on the engines or not, but there's a lot of dirt in there, no matter what. It really does look like it's piled up in the bottom portions of that one engine that you can see into. And I'd really be leery on doing anything with it. But anyway, that is what we've got. Let's go have a look at the earthquakes. So that's where we're off to, and we'll take a look and see what we've got happening if we get to the right map. And there we go, looking at what we've got in wonderful Hawaiian Islands. There's the whole Hawaiian Island chain with all the atolls and everything. And of course, that's Oahu, Maui, the big island. And yeah, that big island had a big quake there. Let's take a look and see what we've got. So I see 3 brand new ones out there. Let's check this guy first. That almost looks like it's out on Luihi Seamount. That came in yesterday at 2343, 31.5 kilometers down for him. This newer one, 1.8, came in at 1815, 29.3 clicks down. This one over here, 1.8, 6:37 a.m., 31.9 kilometers down. Standard depths. And these depths for this area, of course, the Pahala area, they're all between about 26 and 37 kilometers down. So I'm not going to worry about the depths for right now. But let's take a look at this other one, 2.0. And that is from 1842. And we'll zoom in a little bit more. So we got him. We'll grab this guy, 2.0, 1652 was the time on that one. This newer one, a 3.5, and that is significantly bigger, larger than the other ones that we've seen. That came in at 1807, same kind of depth though. And there was also a 3.9 from yesterday at 2156. So fairly good sized shakers right in that area. This other one here, 2.6 from 5:26 a.m. And then we got a 2.4, and that is 2:46 this morning. This one, another 2.4. Yesterday's 23:19 time-wise. This one here, 1.8. Today's 2:29 a.m. for him. And the one that is in the right in the Pahala itself, 1.9. 9:46 a.m. for that one, slightly deeper than the other ones, but 37.6 kilometers down. Let's take a look at these other land-based guys here. 1.8, yesterday's 23:57, Then we have this 2.2 from 20 minutes after 12 noon. Then 2.7 from 1:25 a.m. and 2.4 from 3:01 a.m. Don't forget this guy here, 1.7, 7:08 in the morning. And this guy here, 2.0 at 2:03 a.m. Let's slide up the hill a little bit, see what's happening up on Mauna Loa. 1.9 and 22 minutes after midnight, 6.6 kilometers below sea level for that little shaker. This one is 2.0, 55 minutes after midnight, and that is 600 meters above sea level. This one here, 3.0, and that is getting bigger for up there, and that is 100 meters above sea level. And 10:22 was the time on it, and there's two right close to each other right here. 1.9, 14:27, and that was 1 kilometer above sea level. This one 1.8, and that is 600 meters above sea level. 10:10 was the time on that one. Time on the other one was 14:27, so a little space in between them. Let's take a look at Mauna Loa's caldera. And we see a 2.4 from 1719 and 1.8 kilometers up into the mountain. And this one is another 1.8, 7:33 a.m., 2.4 kilometers into the mountain, a little closer to the top of the caldera. And then we've got a 2.6 from 1523, 1.4 kilometers above sea level, and that is you know, when they start showing up in here at higher elevations, that tells you that we've got something happening. Possibly some magma movement, or who knows. 1.8 there, 1916 was the time on it, 900 meters above sea level. And only one over here, and that is a 2.18, 19 a.m., 3 kilometers below sea level. For that guy. That is it for Mauna Loa. Let's go over to Kilauea and that area. We do see, let's get this straggler here. This guy, 1.7, 3:41 a.m., 5.6 kilometers below sea level. And then we've got this guy here, 2.2, yesterday's at 21:13, 2.8 kilometers down. And then we've got this one, 1.8, and 2:34 a.m., 1.4 kilometers below sea level for our wonderful Kilauea. And that is the cone there. Of course, that's an older picture, so assume the level to be a lot higher in here, and that's in fact what it is. It is a lot higher. So we'll leave it at that for right now. For there, it is a break time for me. And what we will do is when we come back from the break, we'll go through some of these other shakers, and we do have a fair amount all over the place, including some more there in Texas. And yeah, I guess if you're in Texas, you go big. Everything is big in Texas. All right, throw you back onto some canned lava and throw the music back on. Do need to save my throat here, you guys. I'll be back, and don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Also, if you have not yet hit the subscribe button, please do consider hitting subscribe. And also, Cananaska's country, instead of typing out the word weather, you can just go exclamation W and then space and then your location. I made it a little easier for you guys, right? So you can do that. Anyway, gonna go take that break, and don't go away. I'll be back. I'm your host, DrFox2000. Keep smiling. And there we go. The microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching a VolcanoX live stream. Thank you for the welcome backs from Leo and Sasha and Kevin. And just wanted to throw in a good night to Sue Hayes, and she has lost power out there. Hopefully the power will come back on and she'll get her Wi-Fi back and all that nice stuff, all connected together, I guess, and that is the way it goes. Anyway, let's get back over to what we were doing, and that was earthquakes. And I hear you, Sharon Stewart. Thank you, and that is all cool. Anyway, let's take a look around real quick. Let's pick a couple red spots here first. We see Oklahoma's got a red spot, 2.8, happened at 1849, 1.4 kilometers down for him. And what I was saying here in Texas, there's kind of an odd place here. This is a 2.5, and that is 6.6 kilometers down for him. And that swarm that we had in this area, it continues, and there's a bunch of little ones here. I'm not going to go through all of each and every one of them, but just a 2.1, 2.7, just to take a look at it. You guys can always bring up the USGS map yourself and look at the times and stuff if you need to. And anyway, a 2.4 there, a 2.1 here. A couple more stacked right on top of each other right there, 3.8. That's sizable. That one was yesterday's actually, and then another one underneath it here, that is 2.4, yesterday's as well. And then we got a 2.3 here, 2.1, and 2.1, and 2.5. 2.5, 2.1, and another 2.4, and this guy down here, 2.3. I'm really curious what is happening there, and that is a pretty circle, and kind of makes you wonder what's going on. And then that straggler over here. So that is in Texas, of course, and kind of an odd place. Bomb testing? No, Grenzed, not in Texas. Your bomb testing, and let's change the map here to Street View, and that would be in, I think, in Nevada, and that would be up in these areas here. There's your Nellis Air Force Base area. And Area 51 is up in here, and that's kind of the bombing ranges. This might be a bomb, 1.0, and Rachel of Nevada, but not down here, I don't think. These guys, the bombing range is more up here, so some of these might be, but kind of weird. Going to leave them alone. I'm not going to worry about that so much, but just wanted to point those out real quick. Let's put it back on satellite so we can see. It's a little easier on my eyes. I wanted to mention that there was a 5.0 here in Puerto Rico, and that is more sizable than you normally get. And no, it wasn't in the place where they always have the swarming going on. It's a subduction area over on the north side, so that is a little bit bigger and underground, perhaps. Don't know. Anyway, let's go down the coast here, looking at this one. Guatemala 4.6 from 10:43 a.m., 35 kilometers down. 3.8, and down here in Costa Rica, 2:21 a.m., 10 clicks down. And going into Ecuador, 5.2, and 21:19 yesterday for that one. Then we have this guy here in Chile, 4.1 from 10:51, 92.2 kilometers down for him, and that happened today, of course. And looking over in our New Zealand area, we don't see anything really new popping up there. We do have this one on the Kermadec Ridge. They call it a Fiji. It's kind of Fiji, Tonga area. But Kermadec Ridge, nonetheless, 4.8 in magnitude, 4:17 a.m., 178.3 kilometers down. This one, Fiji area, that's also very close to Tonga, 4.7 in magnitude, 320 kilometers down at 5:36 a.m. for him. And then we slide over here. This is Vanuatu is in here, and this is New Caledonia. So they call it what? New Caledonia 5.4. 4:21 a.m., 47 kilometers down. This would be Solomon Islands, I think, and it is 5.0. Yesterday's 21:42 before that guy. Moving up a little closer to Papua New Guinea area, 5.1, 23:31 for him. And then we see this 4.9 here, and that is from 8:41 a.m., 34.9 kilometers down for that. This one up here in the Molucca Sea, 4.5 is the magnitude, and it is at 1 a.m., 53.3 kilometers down. This guy over here, that is also Indonesian turf, and that is just about on top of Ibu and Dakono, right there, 4.2. Anyway, 15:01 was the time, 215 kilometers down. We see a couple on the edge of Japan, 4.5, 5:43 a.m., 66.5 kilometers down for that one. 4.6, 10:35 a.m., 65.4 clicks down for him. Sliding over, and if Piggy is listening, Piggy, get ready for a few more shakers. And we had a 5.2, and that is on the Arabian plate, and that is from 6:59 a.m. So more pressure being exerted on the direction of northward likely, and that is going to push on that Anatolian plate, which in turn will push on the Aegean plate. Microplates, that is. So that is kind of the earthquakes around the planet real quick. Let's take a look over in the Canary Islands, because that has been busy, and as of late we are seeing some different quakes happening in different spots, so we want to make sure we cover most of that. 2.9 up here, and that is the eastern end of the Azores fault. That happened at 10:11 a.m. 2.9, and what was the depth on it? Was not registered, and we see that as the second one there. There was another one right underneath it as well, another 2.9. Neither one had the depth indicated, so just wanted to point those out. Pardon me. Anyway, let's get into the main body of our Canary Islands, and of course the red dots, those are the ones that are striking. 4:44 a.m., 3.1 over here in between the two islands, and that is Gran Canaria, and I really don't know what Porto del Rosa, I don't know what they actually call that island. But anyway, it's right in between, and of course the other one over here, and that is what we're seeing, 3.6, and that is definitely not on La Palma. I want to stress that this is La Palma. This is 3.6 on a different island. This is a 3.1 in the water beside Gran Canaria, not on La Palma. Okay, and I'm doing that for a reason, in case somebody watches this video. Anyway, Kevin Haynes, good night to you, and all the best. You're still here? Yep, we're still here, and that. Thanks, Leo, for bringing up that link for the La Palma earthquakes. or sort of, yeah, for that area. Anyway, let's take a quick peek, see what we actually have for the 17th, and we are showing 3 there. This one is Cumbre Vieja area, 1.3, 14 kilometers down, and 16 minutes after midnight. Then we have a out in the water up 1.2 from 31 minutes after midnight, 9 kilometers down for him. Then we have a 1.5 from a 1:53 a.m. and that is way down underneath Cumbre Vieja area, and that is 13 kilometers down. And then we also had this guy, which is not related to him, but 1.3, 21:30 was the time on it, 9 kilometers down. And of course the star that's flashing, 1.4, and that is 56 minutes after their midnight. So they are into the 18th already, 9 kilometers down for that one. And just to kind of remind everyone, we know that the there's kind of 2 areas to the mantle underneath there that we refer to, and one is the upper level and the other one being the lower level. Upper level being from about 17 to about 12 kilometers or 11 kilometers up, and that is the place once you get magma into that area, then you would end up getting potential eruptions. The lower portion being somewhere between about 45 and I'd say about 35 kilometers down, something like that. And that is what we call the lower playground zone. We are not seeing any major magma movement. If we were going to see something erupt, we would see it coming from the deep first, and we are not. These are up, staying in the upper playground zone. So I doubt very much that we will see any type of eruption there in La Palma at any point in time in the real near future. Anyway, let's refresh this guy, and we'll take a look at our volcano map and show the volcanoes around the world. Real quick peek, and there we go. Still normal in Iceland, still normal in Azores. Michael volcano still down here, but let's go down here and take a look. And this is not the one that threw the ashes out. This is the guilty guy right here, and this is the one that made the plane all dirty. And let's take a closer look. And I'm not sure which way that plume was actually coming off of there, and where that airport actually is, but it definitely got some of that ash all over everything. And going up a little bit, you do see Nevados del Chilean volcano just to the north, and that is active. But this one, the fact that it threw out all that material is likely going to change to a red if it does it again, and we'll see what happens. 7 Kaya still there, and our other guys are still doing their thing in northern portions of South America, and Central America is still pretty normal. And sliding in here, of course, Taupo is still there, still getting more earthquakes. Little guys slowly moving upward. John Shepard, welcome, glad to have you on board. And White Isle volcano still listed and doing its thing as an orange guy, so obviously throwing some SO2 out. And Tofua and Home Reef volcano still there as well. Nothing new for those 2 guys. Vanuatu area here, Yasur still going strong. Eoba still throwing out a lot of SO2, and his friend here, Gawa, if I said it right, is still a yellow. So looking at what we've got here in Papua New Guinea, no real changes, and same thing goes for Indonesia, and that includes Ibu and Dakono. And yeah, I was close with that earthquake. It's there is that 4.2. This other one is a 4.5 from today as well. So those can be shaken some of that underlying material, especially this one because it's on the same lower side here. So interesting to see that. Bulusan and Mayon are still there. Ken Leon is still doing its thing. Taal still in orange. And no, that's not the flavor. And of course, our new one here, a high eye, poke you in the eye, a high eye. And that is still showing up there as an orange. And of course, what is it? Nishimo Shima, there we got. And it is still an orange as well. Suwanosejima and Sakurajima still are working away, getting up to the Kamchatka Peninsula, and down here we still see our little trio, Chikarachki, Ibako, and Alade, and then Karimsky, Bezimiani, and Shivalish are still up there doing their thing on the Kamchatka Peninsula. The other guys are all pretty much the same. There's nothing new that we're seeing. Piton del Formes and Reunion Islands still working away. Urta Ale doing its thing. Our two friends here in DR Congo still doing their thing. And of course, Etna, Volcano, and Semeru, and Campi, of course. Don't forget Campi. Those are our volcanoes on the map. And we don't see anything major or no drastic changes. A couple of them, but nothing wild or unreal. Quick peek over at our SO2 map. We'll get that started and we'll go for a break pretty quick. But let's just run through this. I'm going to do this one fairly quick. We do see these streams going up and then coming back down into Canada from the Kamchatka Peninsula area, and then also going up in through Russia and coming down. And this is a good indicator where that cold air is coming from. And that is way up north. And that's coming over the poles from Russia. Compliments of Russia. Anyway, and we do see this fancy line out here, and that is kind of the divider right in the middle here, but it is allowing some of that SO2 out. British Columbia, not bad, and I'm looking at Alberta, shameful. And of course, here, I live here, okay, so if anyone doesn't like that comment, I'm just don't like the fact that we are producing so much SO2. Here in Edmonton, and I'm ashamed of that. You know, we can do better. Anyway, looking at the U.S., pretty normal, and then of course what we see here from Mexico, the winds are blowing everything from Mexico all the way across into the Atlantic, and that is going all the way up to past Nova Scotia, and that is really, really wild to see that SO2 travel that far. No, Sasha, it's not the oil sands. It's the refineries here in the city. The refineries and the other businesses that they've got. Tire recycling dumps over 250 tons of, 250 pounds of trash into the air every day. And it's shameful. 250 pounds, it doesn't take long to make a ton or two. Anyway, looking at White Isle volcano here in New Zealand, it's still there. Tofua there as well, and Aoba still doing its thing, giving off a lot of SO2. Leo probably started his barbecue. I hope he's having a good day. And of course, we see the stuff here from the coking plants to the north of Sydney. Vanuatu, I've already talked about that. Papua New Guinea, still normal. Luolatok doing its thing. Semaru, a little bit more gas than Merapi, and not so much coming from Krakatau as well as Jakarta. Ibu and Dakono are still working away. Maybe later today, Doc. Awesome, and that would be cool if you could. And I hope you have a wonderful barbecue and a wonderful birthday. Anyway, there we go. We see easier in the Philippines there, but looks pretty dark and dismal in China for those areas, and then of course bottom end of Japan. Suwanoshi-jima being down here, and Sakura-jima being right about there. They are still giving off a fair amount of SO2 as well. Kind of already mentioned these and how everything is going up over and popping in there. And looking at South Africa, again, they are that circulation is keeping everything there in Africa, which is probably not good for the animals. And DR Congo still doing its thing. Erta just about not noticeable with all the other stuff from the area. And of course, Iraq and Saudi Arabia and Kuwait, and they all have refineries doing their thing as far as refining oil, and a lot of SO2 coming from that. Also seeing here, not quite as much as what we were seeing before coming out of Mount Etna. Very little from Stromboli, and just about nothing from Volcano. So that is kind of it, and nothing from Iceland. And we will leave that be right there. I am going to go take a break, you guys. I need to do that, and otherwise my throat is going to pop out here and not allow us to do any more of the show, and we don't want that to happen. I'm going to move that back a little bit, and then otherwise we're going to run out of canned lava. There we go. And on that friendly note, I am going to throw on some more music. For those good people who are here, if you have not yet hit that like button, help us out. We are still trying to target that getting over that 100 mark, and we are, I'm showing 84 on my screen here. That means about 16 more to make it a go. And anyone who hasn't hit that button, please help us out. That'd be awesome of you. And I'm going to go take that break, you guys. Don't go away, and we'll be back with the rest of the weather, and that'll be good. And keep smiling. Play nice in the lava. I'll be back. And that microphone is back on. Welcome or welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you all on board. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and of course, you're watching VolcanoX, a live stream. And thanks for being here. And of course, I see a welcome back from Leo and Sasha, and I hear you from Sharon Stewart. And that is awesome. Thank you, guys. Anyway, thumbs up from C&D Boy. Got it. All good. And let's get over to our weather, and we'll see what we've got cooking today. So, or not cooking. Freezing? I don't know. We'll take a look and see what we've got anyway. And that'll be interesting to lava love. Thanks, Kathy. And that is awesome. Anyway, looking at the weather map, North America, not as bad as it could be, but definitely some cold areas we see up in Alaska and the Yukon, moving all into our other area here in the Northwest Territories. They are getting some colder temperatures there, very cold. And looking at, we've got some warm air actually kind of seeping in here a little bit from this system, and that is blowing a warmer air, and Alaska has actually got some real balmy temperatures there for them for this time of year. And the North Pole has got to be up here somewhere. Where's North Pole, Alaska? It's got to be somewhere in this area here. I think it's right about here, if I'm not mistaken. They don't show those cities. Well, it's not a city, it's a town. But North Pole, Alaska would be the place to go. Let's see if it'll show up here. The North Pole, and that is United States. There it is. Where are they showing it? Oh, they're showing it away in there. That's not where it is. North Pole, Alaska is up here somewhere. They moved it. All right. Something funny going on there. Anyway, hey, EC is here. Welcome, EC. I'm glad to have you on board. And Sue is back, sort of. And I don't know, she retracted her message. I missed what she said. Hi, I'm back. Okay, excellent, Sue. I'm glad to see you on board there. And we'll get rid of this. And we'll keep going with what we're doing here, looking at the northern climes first. We see none of it is quite cold, and we'll leave that be. We've got a high sitting here in British Columbia, and the coastal area actually not looking bad. Plus temperatures for the coastline, but as soon as you get into the interior, we start dropping in temperature. And of course, here in Edmonton, we are at about minus 11, not 9, according to this. So a little bit colder, but it's colder down south. So Kananaskis country is probably got about minus 19, minus 20 or something like that. Very cold down in the south, and we see that cold migrating all the way into Manitoba, top end of Manitoba, going into Ontario, some cold in there as well, and not seeing too much warmth in most of Ontario, even down here in the a little panhandle, if you want to call it that, and still seeing some below zero temperatures. And that is kind of what we've got there. Moving to the east through Quebec and up here in northern portions of Labrador and Newfoundland, definitely a little on the cold side up there. We see the remnants of a storm sitting right there. And of course, Cole Harbor won't be as warm as it was before. Probably about 1 degree, maybe, if we see that at all. But that is what we've got out there for those guys right around the temperature area, right around the freezing mark for the most part there. Sue, I'm just going to bring that up. that'll be interesting. One Celsius there, so yeah, just above freezing. And of course, looking at Newfoundland, they've got some very balmy temperatures way out here because of that warmer air blowing in. But the inside here, -1, -2, depending on where you are, -3 in some spots for Newfoundland. Moving to the U.S. real quick, and we see this high is sitting here in Montana, keeping everything ice cold. And that is also spreading into Wyoming as well as Yellowstone National Park. That's why there's not so many people there. It's -22 degrees Celsius, and that is well below the 0 Fahrenheit mark for them, and that is what we're seeing. And going again, coastal areas, not bad temperature-wise, and getting down into California starts to warm up a little bit, but still not very warm. 15, 16 there in LA, and then of course Death Valley. Thanks, Sue, for bringing that up. That is 15 degrees Celsius right now, or about 59 Fahrenheit. Gives you a pretty good idea. And 13 C in Phoenix, Tucson coming in at 14. And you can see where the cold temps are. And they are going all the way down into Mexico. Wow, that is pretty chilly for those guys. And looking at most of Texas, with the exception of the very top corner here, it is pretty good for a winter, or I should say fall a day. Oklahoma warmed back up, but not by much. And of course, Colorado is another cold zone, if you will. And we can see where that line is, where we're getting the cold. So up in the northern portions, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 4 degrees Celsius, or -4, I should say. Quite cold and chilly there. And looking at Appalachians are fairly cold as well, -5, -6, -7, depending on where you're going there. And the same thing for what we're seeing in Ohio and those places. The warmest place, of course, in the U.S. Would be down here on the bottom end of Florida, and that is coming in at about 23, 24 degrees, and it is bitterly cold for those people. And that is going all the way up the eastern seaboard. It could be worse, but looking at 1 degree Celsius there at Grandma B's house, and that is not very warm. Burr, Baltimore 0, Philadelphia 1, New York 3, and Boston coming in at 2, and of course Halifax was 0. So not good. Very, very cold temperatures. And then we are seeing Central America, not too bad. Cancun only making it to 25 today, not any higher, and that's what we're seeing. And of course, these are now nighttime temperatures, you guys. You got to remember it was warmer during the day. And of course, Amazon, Brazil, not bad. We are still seeing some good heat here in Bolivia, and northern end of Argentina is pretty darn good as well. Paraguay still holding some reasonable temperatures. Uruguay also not bad. 21, 22 in Buenos Aires. Looks a little cooler over here in Rio de Janeiro, only 19 right now. Sao Paulo 15, and hopefully that'll warm up for those good folks. Sliding over to our wonderful New Zealand, we see double-barreled lows, one on either side, and they are continuing to make a mess. Anyway, we see temperatures 14, 15 down on the bottom end, 19 on the western side. Eastern side a lot cooler. on the South Island. North Island, of course, showing 18, 19, 20 degrees. Reasonable temperatures, nothing too drastic either way. A little warmer, I guess, there in Tasmania. I'm reaching up to about 17 on the high spots and 14 down on the bottom end as far as the scale is concerned. Melbourne coming in at about 19. Leo brought that up to 20 degrees, so the map is a little low. But that is nice. I'm glad to see that you've got some 20-degree weather there. 20, 21 in Adelaide, going over to Sydney, about 19, 20 as well. Home of Oz up here, she again getting that sunshine or basking in the warmer temperatures, 26 C. And Perth seems to be about 14 degrees. We do see some very hot temperatures up in the northern parts here. And there's 40 degrees Celsius, and that I think is about the hottest place that I've seen today on this map. 41 C, and so yeah, that is definitely warm, and that is basically the hot spot. And moving over, 25 in Brisbane. Thanks, Leo. I see that. Looking at our Philippine, Malaysian, Indonesian areas, not bad. Sue bringing up Bangkok's temperature. It says 31 here on the map, 29 on the weather guessers that Sue brought up, 76% relative humidity. Interesting temperature as offset there. Bottom end of Japan, high teens maybe, and then dropping as you go north, single digits north of Tokyo, and very cold up in the northern portions of northern islands. Getting up on the Kamchatka Peninsula, let's not even talk about it. Very cold. Quick peek here in the Siberian cold stuffs, and we're seeing 39, minus 39, minus 40, minus 41. Did I see a minus 43 over here? Yeah, I did. So very cold in those areas. That is the coldest in the northern hemisphere anyway, is right around in here right now. And let's continue on taking a look at what else we want to look at. We want to take a look at South Africa, Cape Town, 14, 15. Still a little cool down there. I'm surprised. They need to warm up a bit, and hopefully it'll happen. Looking at Madagascar, again, west side, fairly good. They do have a high sitting on top of them, so once the sun comes up, that'll do really well. And relatively not bad heat for nighttime temperatures there in Central Africa, and even warming up a little bit in a couple of these upper countries here. But we're still seeing that cold infiltrating down into the single digits in some places. Cairo coming in at only 14 degrees, and that is very cold for those guys. They'd be freezing. And looking at UAE not making that 25 degree mark today, 22, 21, and it's definitely showing winter temperatures. The same thing goes for Oman and Yemen, and up here in the top end of Iraq, single digits, very cold, and some freezing temperatures in Iran up in the northern portions. We see the warmer air, though, is pushing some of that cold back out of Turkey, which is probably a good thing. This high, though, is trying to keep that cold in place. So Piggy's area, yeah, Doc's still going strong. For now, I'm starting to feel it, and Piggy's area, 19 degrees right now. It says about 19, 20 on the map here. And sliding over to Sicily and Italy, we do see they warmed up a bit. The coastal areas are at least a lot warmer, not quite as bad in the higher elevations either. So boot of Italy looking not bad. At least the soul has soul, and looks like Rome coming in at about 16, Milano about 10, so that's a lot warmer than yesterday. And New Irish Monkland, very, very warm in comparison to all the other places. Again, coastal areas are quite a bit warmer. That is Sardinia. And let's take a look at what we've got here in Spain and Portugal. Northern portions are fairly cold, actually colder than what France is for the most part, and they are still getting some upper single digits for the most part in that area. Looking at Germany, 7 in Munich, Frankfurt 7, 8 degrees, Cologne coming in at about 8, Belgium, or sorry, Berlin, 0, and Hamburg 1, sliding up. Copenhagen only coming in at 5, and sliding over to England, about London about 8 degrees, and we do see that nasty low sitting there. And of course that is mixing up all kinds of temperatures. Looks a little warmer than yesterday up here in Scotland, but it looks like, well, actually what we have 3 or 4 here yesterday in Doolin, it's now 6, so that's a little bit better for those guys. And looking at what we've got here in Stockholm, 2 degrees, Oslo coming in at -1, and we see the northern portions here where this high is sitting about -15 degrees Celsius. Looking at all the different air currents mixing together, and we see what's happening. Reykjavik is 7 today. That's pretty awesome. And we are seeing our Ragnar area would be about 6 degrees Celsius, probably some pretty high winds there. And that should be about it for our temperatures and that kind of weather. Let's take a look at precipitation real quick. Don't want to dwell on it too much. Looking at yeah, those warmer areas, of course, that you see up in Alaska, they are getting some ice rain, and looks like most of Yukon, no snow, Northwest Territories, just a little bit of snow in this area, and then none of it has got a bunch going into northern Manitoba, and of course into Hudson's Bay. Southern Manitoba also getting some snow down there, northern portions of Ontario, and a bunch of lake effect snow all around the Great Lakes, depending on where you are. Looks like most of it is, well, you'll see Grand Rapids, Detroit's going to get it, and then of course Toronto area, London obviously getting it as well. And I can tell you that snow, the lake effect snow, is heavy. When you compare it to what we have here in the prairies, Alberta is usually a lot of fluffier snow than what we see down there in Ontario. They've got that really heavy weighted snow, and boy, yep, even Cole Harbour might get some snow as well. Not sure. Is it snowing there right now, Sue? I'm just curious. You can go out and make some snow angels if you like. They're coming, and that would be good. News just said 1 meter of snow predicted for Buffalo. Holy mackerel! And that is over here, Buffalo, New York. Right now, the map here says 4 centimeters, 5 centimeters. But if they're saying 1 meter, and that's 3 feet, and that's a lot of snow. And of course, as I was just saying, this is lake effect snow, and this is very, very heavy snow. And you know, shoveling just never mind 1 meter. Let's just call 1 foot for right now, about 30 centimeters. That is so heavy it would kill you. As far as the back is concerned. And just think about having to do 3 times as much. It is just horrible, and that is what they're going to get, and hopefully that is not so bad for those guys, hopefully, keeping fingers crossed. And we don't see too much precipitation anywhere else in the bottom end of the United States. Really nothing. A little bit here in Colorado, some snow, and Denver area and that, and a little bit of rain here in northern portions of Oklahoma, but nothing else, and nothing until we get down here into Mexico. And we do see this circulation here. Makes you wonder what's going to cook up next. A big shear line in here as well. So right now, if you're in the Yucatan, you will be seeing a bunch of choppy weather in the water. Don't go swimming. Anyway, Central America problems as well. And South America, we do see the rain in the rainforest areas up here in the top portion of South America, and then in Brazil as well. Some rain down here in places like in Argentina, and a little bit along the coast of Chile. Not so bad though, could be worse. Sliding over to New Zealand, and here's that low. That low, of course, being bad. Yes, it's bringing warmer temperatures in, but of course the warmer temperature mixes with the cooler stuff, and that causes that humidity to come out of the air and form droplets and rain upon your heads. And all of the North Island and pretty much all of the South Island are getting nailed with rain. And sliding over to Tasmania, just a tad of a bit of rain there, not so bad. And Leo gets sunshine. Leo, you're going to enjoy your barbecue later with sunshine. We do see out here by Adelaide and to the north some rain for them, and central Australia as well. Down in the southwest here by Perth and those areas, quite a bit of rain happening there. And don't see too much out by Fiji, looks a little better. And looking at our Philippine, Indonesian, Malaysian area, pretty normal. Storm. A 94S still building, and we do see a high here, another low here. This will probably come and bang in somewhere around here. We'll see what happens in the next couple of days. Another storm developing down on the bottom end of Japan, and that is of course going to make Sakurajima very hard to see, and hopefully it won't be too bad. Sea of Japan got a low there, starting to build up as well. And more snow for the Kamchatka Peninsula. And sliding into India, pretty dry looking right now. We do see those circulations in the Indian Ocean though. A little bit of rain there in Madagascar. Looks dry down in southern Africa. Just the rainforest areas here looking pretty good. Actually, this area isn't so much a rainforest, but they get their seasonal rains, and that is the rainy season. Sliding up a little bit more, and what we got here, am I seeing this right? Half of Kos is getting a rain right now, and it's not the half that Piggy is on. Piggy is over here, and so Kos is getting a little bit of rain, and that is probably a good thing. Get that humidity up a little bit and be more comfortable there for Piggy. And of course the rain for the plants and stuff would be good too. We see the storm off of Greece here, and in the Mediterranean, same thing with the stuff coming around Sicily and hitting the bottom of Italy and going all the way up. New Irish Monkland, not a good place to be right now. Looks like they are getting stormed out, and we see that storm going all the way up on the northern island there as well. and the rest of this area here. Rome, do as the Romans do, hide. It's raining. And over on the other side as well, some pretty heavy duty rains. And 'tis the season. We see a bunch of different rain areas here in Spain as well as Portugal and France. Unless you're here in central France, you're getting some rain showers all over the place. Looks like Switzerland is getting nailed, as well as the bottom half of Germany, and intermittent showers all over Germany for the most part. Looks like Denmark is a little bit drier right now. If we go up, we see some snow up here in the coastal areas, and Sweden, and then Norway as well. And not so bad up in the northern portions, a lot drier for there. But looking at England, and remember how bad it was yesterday, they are still seeing that low passing through, and I'm not sure where that's going to go, if it's going to continue on a path this way. If it does, we're going to probably see it bump into Denmark. So Thor is probably going to get some rain. And there we go. That is kind of what we're seeing there. Irish Monkland getting nailed as well. So a big heavy area up though is up here in I guess Scotland for the most part. Wales has got some, but Scotland is really getting bombarded. And here we go into Iceland. Even though it's 6 degrees Celsius at our wonderful Ragnar, we are suffering from too much rain. And even over in Reykjavik, as we seen earlier on our shot there, it is getting some rain. And ice rain out here in that portion of, I guess, what do they call that? I'm not sure what that sea area, there was a name for it, I forgot what it is. I'm not going to worry about it. Greenland Sea, I don't think it is, but something like that. Anyway, yeah, so big areas to watch out for, of course, is for those people in Buffalo. And I'm sure up here in Barrie, they're probably going to get nailed too. Looking at all those places. And yeah, when I was a kid, of course, we lived near Niagara Falls and Dunnville, just outside of Dunnville on a farm. And that snow, when it come through here, it was heavy, very heavy. And then also I lived in Stratford for a while. And where's Stratford? There it is. And that also got quite a bit of the lake effect snow, and that is something that you don't want to have to deal with. Oh, Mummy of Hamsters popped in, and that was nice to see you. And Grandma B saying hi to everyone I've missed a while. I was watching on my TV. No worries, Grandma B. Hope you got most of everything that we were talking about. And it's all right, definitely allowed to do that. Looking at our central, what I call the equatorial storm, and it is definitely continuing to be intact, and we see it fairly well all the way across the Pacific and the Atlantic and the Indian Ocean. So always keeping an eye on that. When that starts to dissipate, then we have to start to worry. All right, let's find the coldest temp in Antarctica. And Sue had mentioned a minus 53 degrees Celsius is what she had found earlier. And we'll take a look at that. I match your minus 53 right there. And let's see what else we've got, if we have anything colder. And looking, and I'm not seeing anything minus 52, minus, no. Yeah, I think our minus 53 was about the best we can do down there. And it almost looks balmy for the most part for those places. Yeah, minus 53 is about the best I can do here. So I'm going to call it a tie at minus 53 degrees Celsius. And yeah, Doc's looking and found minus 53 and nothing colder. So, yep, it's a tie. It's a tie. And that is all there's to it. So, hang on, there is supposed to be an emoji for that. No, not for the tie. There's one of these. All right, well, I'll put two of those up. There we go. 2 trophies, and that's what we get. So that is it, you guys. That's it for today, and we don't have anything else to add. And I thank everyone for being here. For those good people who have not yet hit that like button, still a chance to push it up over that 100 mark. If you haven't hit the like and you've enjoyed the show, please help us out. And I want to say again a big happy birthday to Leo Carlson. Thank you, Leo, also for that wonderful super chat. Thank you, Piggy, for the wonderful super chat, and Grandma B as well. And Kevin Haynes gifted one membership today. Thanks, Kevin, for that. So got that out of the way, and hopefully Leo will feel wonderful today. 65, I guess, was no different than being a 64.9, or I guess not by much. Anyway, happy birthday, Leo, and hope you have many, many more. On those friendly notes, a big thanks to our wonderful moderators, Arizona Snowman, Piggy, C&D Boy, 24/7 Live, he's at Skies, Joseph Fields, and as well as possibly Lucas Snow and some of the other ones that are hiding in the background. And that is cool, and thank you everyone for being here. You're all a wonderful, good part of the Lava family. I appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you for being here today. I'm going to see if we can get some different canned lava here to end the show, and I think I may have, I don't know what I got for canned lava. Let's see. What about this can here? We'll check this one. Oh yeah, we'll let that one play for a little bit. And yep, that is definitely canned lava. That's only 15 minutes long, so once it's over, it'll be all right. And that should be it for today. So that's it, you guys. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself. And yep, there's one bunny sleeping in the bunny land after he ate, and he's now sleeping, so you can actually see the bunny in bunny land. And that is awesome. Thanks, Bob, for posting that. Take care, everyone. Good night, good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are on the planet. Take care of yourselves, and please be kind to each other. And of course, getting closer to that Christmas season, I always like to say, treat people kindly, and of course, it's important. It reflects well on you if everybody says, please and thank you and all those nice things, and always works out. But the one thing I stress the most is please, and tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Take care, everyone, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care. Have a good night. Oink, oink.